All right, political war of words has now erupted between the Congress and the BJP over Rahul Gandhi's tweet on national security. It all started with an article on alleged India-China clash in eastern Ladakh that Congress leader Rahul Gandhi shared on Twitter, saying that central government's foreign and defense policy as a domestic political tool has weakened our country. Quote unquote. He said that India has never been this vulnerable. BJP has hit back at Rahul Gandhi, saying that the news was fake. And this article, in fact, that claiming there was an India-China clash in eastern Ladakh is not true. It's fake and has been rebutted by a retired Lieutenant Colonel S Jaishankar with dubious antecedents. He added that Ajay's brother-in-law, Suman Dubey, was a long-time Gandhi family crony, also accused in the National Herald scam. Earlier, the army had denied the report, saying the article had inaccuracies and misinformation. The army said there has been no attempt by either side to occupy the areas from where the disengagement has been undertaken. Well, amid the ongoing standoff along the line of actual control, External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar is also going to be holding a bilateral meeting with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi on the sides of the SCO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Tajikistan today. This meeting is going to be the second face-to-face talk between Jaishankar and Wang Yi since the standoff started in early May last year. The two have spoken twice, in fact, in February and April this year, during which they discussed the status of the LSE disengagement and agreed to establish a hotline for timely communication. India and China have held 11 rounds of military-level talks to resolve the standoff, but talks have had limited success. In February, India and China completed the disengagement in the Pangong Lake area, but there needs to be some headway in some other friction points. Well, there is no end to drone menace in Jammu. A fresh drone was spotted near the international border in the Arnia sector of Jammu. Alert BSF personnel fired at the drone, after which it returned towards the Pakistan side. BSF released a statement saying that a blinking red light was observed by our troops at about 9:52 p.m. yesterday at a height of about 200 meters, and after they opened fire, it came back. The area has been cordoned off. This is the 8th such spotting of a drone in and around Jammu since 2 explosives-laden drones crashed into the Indian Air Force station on the 27th of June. Meanwhile, sources have told India Today that 2 crucial meetings of the Ministry of Home Affairs have taken place in a month now, focusing on procurement of anti-drone technology.
Drone activity has been once again witnessed in Jammu and Kashmir. Last night, a drone was spotted by alert BSF troops along the international border in Jammu's Arnia sector. And as soon as this drone was seen hovering over that area, the alert BSF personnel fired at the drone. But soon this drone vanished from that area. It's clear that the operator of this drone pulled it back towards the Pakistani side. After this incident, the BSF troops carried out an intense search operation in the entire area along the international border, but nothing was found. It's not clear that whether this drone had been sent by Pakistan for spying or for smuggling weapons in that area. The BSF troops are still carrying out search operations. So far, nothing has been found, but in the recent past, we have seen drone activity taking place in and around the important military stations in Jammu. In the last 2 years, we have seen that Pakistan has used drones to smuggle weapons in Jammu and Kashmir, to smuggle drugs. And this is a new modus operandi that has been used by the terrorists and Pakistan. Few weeks ago, we saw that drones were used to carry out terror attack on Jammu's Air Force Station. Now the security agencies are trying to formulate a new strategy to deal with this new threat of drones. With video journalist Neeraj Kumar, this is Sunil Bhatt reporting from Jammu for India Today.
Well, the ceasefire between India and Pakistan have brought some calm at the LOC. However, reports suggest that some terror hideouts have once again become active Alert forces have not really lowered their guard as of now. The drone threat also looms large. India Today brings you a ground report from the line of control. Here's more.
The big guns have fallen silent on the line of control. A semblance of the peace prevails. The calm at the otherwise blood-soaked boundary returned after India and Pakistan reaffirmed their commitment to the 2003 ceasefire agreement in February this year. However, Indian Army has not lowered its guard as the threat of terror is still lurking. Soon after the ceasefire, there were reports that some of the terror hideouts and launch pads that were discontinued are once again active.
Infiltration attempts from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir still continue. Terror infrastructure continues to blossom across the LOC, and what we are witnessing here at one of the forward locations is a counter-infiltration patrol. This patrol party is looking out for whatever clues they can get, pick up whatever details of any attempts at infiltration.
The vigil has been stepped up in the aftermath of the drone attack on the Jammu air base.
Some of the areas, the Pakistani posts are barely 100 to 150 meters away from the Indian Army posts. While the Indian Army maintains the vigil, the next big challenge for the forces along the LOC are drone attacks. After the attack in Jammu using a drone, the Indian Army is making efforts to ramp up its anti-drone capabilities.
For decades, locals living along the line of control in Poonch have bore the brunt of border firing, shelling and terror attacks. The ceasefire has brought them relief.
अभी तो चलो ठीक है, तकरीबन ये जिस टाइम से जंगबंदी हुई है ठीक है, थोड़े आराम से बच्चे भी रह रहे हैं, हम भी रह रहे हैं.
While peace has returned for now, past memories continue to haunt local citizens. 21-year-old Shukat Muhammad was part of a 10-member group working as army porters. He lost his leg in an attack by the border action team of the Pakistan Army and terrorists in January 2020.
उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर हमला किया, जिसमें से 2 पोर्टर शहीद हो गए, तो मेरी टांग में उन्होंने गोली मार दी. मेरे को इंजर्ड कर दिया, एक बंदे की वहां से गर्दन काट के ले गए वो.
Naseem Akhtar's story is horrifying. Her husband was beheaded by the terrorists supported by Pakistan.
आगे पाकिस्तान वाले थे, उनका गला काट के ले चले. तो अब मेरे छोटे-छोटे बच्चे हैं, उनको रोजी रोटी कौन देने वाला?
Civilians living along the line of control have faced the brunt of the violence here for years. And even though there is some relief in the last few months after the ceasefire agreement, they remain extremely uncertain about their future, especially the future of these young kids who've already lost many of their loved ones in the recent past. In fact, some of them have also lost their fathers who were porters with the Indian Army because they were targeted by the Pakistani Army and the terrorists while working with the Indian Army. With camera person Satya from the line of control, Abhishek Bhalla for India Today.
Some news from Kerala. Kerala governor is also attending the protest to raise awareness on women's safety. Governor Arif Mohammad Khan has also released a video message as part of the campaign. Kerala, remember, just recently witnessed tragic dowry deaths of Vismaya and Suchitra. The governor says it is sad that the spectre of dowry continues raising its ugly head in Kerala, which has been globally acclaimed for variable social indicators like literacy and life expectancy. Gopi is getting us more details on that story. A big message there, important one from the governor, also talking about how Kerala has always in fact been in news for the right reasons when it comes to women's safety and literacy of women, of the women population. But this time things have gone wrong. Gopi?
I believe that
right now we are at the Gandhi Bhavan where Governor is delivering his
campaign against
dowry and harassment of women. So this perhaps is the first time a governor in Kerala is attending a protest or a campaign in this manner, where the governor has gone on to fast for one whole day. Since the morning, governor has been fasting, and now he has. He will be breaking his fast at around 6.
All right, we'll just try and connect with Gopi in a bit from now. For the moment, we're moving on. Pakistan has launched a cyber terrorist strike on a government entity and on a power company. Details are now emerging about a sustained cyber attack. India is fighting this battle on two fronts already, with several Chinese hackers also opening the second front. India Today's Ankit Kumar does a deep dive into cyberspace to get this India Today exclusive.
A new malware. A new tactic to attack India's security. But the same old adversary. The security expert of US-based telecommunications company have exposed Pakistan's new veiled offensive against India. The experts at the Black Lotus Labs suggest more than one power company and at least one government entity came under cyber attack this year. The attack allegedly originated from Pakistan.
Remote access Trojan. It's intended to give a threat actor effectively access and persistent control of the computer it's installed on. Different remote access Trojan packages have different capabilities. Some are simple command execution, some are screen sharing, some have complete control of the computer. In this case, the remote access Trojan had a number of functions that allowed the actor to control the remote computer and ultimately use it to access the rest of the environment.
The attackers installed a new kind of remote access Trojan called Reverse Rat into the target computers, enabling covert surveillance and unauthorized access to targets' computers.
And so the campaign, we believe, originated in Pakistan. There were a number of indicators around how the campaign was carried out that led us to believe that the individuals were located in that country. And from the network telemetry and network visibility that we have, we were able to ascertain that the targeting was very Indian specific. So focused on both power companies as well as a single government entity.
The experts claim there is evidence to show the Pakistani attackers used forged COVID vaccination-related documents to make the victims install the malware. The hackers allegedly use India-based compromised domain URLs.
The cyber attacks have been traced to the IP addresses assigned to Pakistan-based mobile data operator CM Pak Limited, which is a subsidiary of China Mobile Communications Corporation. The evidence analyzed by the experts at Black Lotus Labs suggests that India was not the only target of these Pakistan-originated cyber attacks.
The attack also targeted organizations in Afghanistan, the war-torn country that is already struggling against Pakistan-supported Taliban offensive. Cyber attacks are high on the agenda of global powers now. Recently, the US president had handed over a list to his Russian counterpart featuring critical infrastructure that must be off limits for any Russian cyber attack in future. Leading experts claim time has come to put cybersecurity on top of Indian government's diplomatic agenda as well.
Cybersecurity not only should be on the top of the diplomatic agenda, it should be on the top of the technological agenda and the government agenda. When we are talking about a program like a Digital India, which has progressed very well, everything is becoming a technology oriented there. Technology is driving every economy or the national security or social development, education. Everything is being driven by the technology there.
With increasing attacks on critical infrastructure by foreign hackers, time has come for an overhaul of India's cybersecurity policy. With Ankit Kumar in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's time for a